Hey, you. Good evening. Well, good afternoon again. Good afternoon from beautiful Miami. My name is Maryam Isa Al Ali Zastafel. I put God first. This is my story and I have a purpose. I help others embrace their authentic self to serve a bigger purpose. Everything I do in my life, from the minute I wake up in the morning to the minute I go to sleep at night, is in service of something bigger than who I am.
And my name is Alexander Zastful. My purpose is to bring out the strength in others so they can take full control of their life and gain all rights to their existence.
And thank you so much, guys, for joining us in another Clear and Conquer Live. We come to you guys every single Tuesday at 12 p.m. 12 p.m. Eastern, that's 8 p.m. UAE time. And every single topic, we speak about a subject that is of an interest to you. This subject will help you conquer your existence in multiple ways. So today's topic is, well, maybe some of you guys heard something similar to it, but it's very specific to your growth, right?
Yeah.
So you have something called, you might have heard about personal development plan, but there is something more in depth called personal growth plan. And for the personal growth plan, not many people really understand the meaning of it, right? So because here is the thing, we all want to grow, we want to develop, we want to add value, we want to be of service, we want to help more people, we want to go ahead and conquer our existence, and we want to go ahead and always improve and develop, but we don't know in which area. Having a personal growth plan will help you exactly grow in the areas of your growth that you need to grow in. The areas of the growth that you need to grow in. And we would like to start with the definition of the word growth. We actually have it right here. It is a process. It is the process. Listen, guys. It is the process of developing or maturing. Developing or maturing physically, mentally, or spiritually. One more time. Growth, guys. What does the word growth means? It is a process for you that you know that you are developing or maturing in which areas? Physically, mentally, or spiritually. Now, Maryam, what is the difference between development and maturing? I'm glad you asked, because I'm sure you're asking yourself, what is the difference between these two words? So, developing is an earlier stage at your growth. I'm developing, I'm learning, I'm in the process, I'm experimenting, I'm learning about this thing, right? So it's called development when you are in that earlier stage of it. When you are in a later stage of it, it's you are maturing in your growth. So there is actually development and growth, and there is maturity and growth. And doesn't mean that one of them is better than the other. It has nothing to do with that. What it matters is that one of them is more advanced than the other. And we're going to share with you more about this as we go into the session today.
Yeah, I love it.
So this is again the definition, and what you guys will be getting today is know exactly how to grow. But because you know our show, you know that we like to go and to get into the middle of all these challenges, the question is why people don't grow in the first place.
Okay.
What is the first reason, Alex?
Well, here's the thing, and maybe this happened to you. Ask yourself, the number one reason they don't grow is because they gave up on it. Okay? They gave up on this. They gave up on their own growth. They gave up on their growth for maybe it's their physical body, getting in shape. Maybe it is your mindset. You're just frustrated and they gave up, or you gave up. And maybe it's your spirituality, right? What did you give up on when it comes to growing? Because here's the thing. A lot of people quit growing mentally and spiritually, specifically mentally, after school stops. Okay, and think about that. Is that you? Are you one of the people that stopped growing mentally? Okay, so a lot of people run into this. A lot of people run into not growing, and they're wondering, I don't know why I keep on running into these same problems, these same situations, these same challenges. And you could call them these same opportunities that you can't get past. You can't grab a hold of them.
Right.
Okay. And obviously you're frustrated, right? You're stressed. Your stress levels through the roof. You're most likely at a job that you don't like. You're most likely not liking the condition of your finances. Okay. These are all things because you stopped growing. How do you expect to change if you don't change?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so deep, guys. I don't know if we're happy that you're talking now. If you are tuning in right now,
Yes.
this is a Clear and Conquer live. We come to you guys every single Tuesday, and today's topic is about personal growth plan. Now that Alex told you why people give up, the second reason why people give up on their growth is because they have their ego in the way. They have their ego in the way. Oh, what? No, I know everything. What about engineering? No, no, I'm the expert. I am an experienced expert in the area of finance. I'm an experienced. I am actually a holder of a PhD at this university. Yeah, actually, yeah. I know all about this topic. Yeah. So basically, people, they have their ego in the way. And when you have your ego in the way, you're not gonna develop. When you have your ego in the way, you're not gonna go ahead and do something for yourself. When you have your ego in the way, you're gonna act like you know everything. And nobody knows everything. Nobody knows everything because whatever you know is a fraction. Alex and I, we never claim that we know everything. We know more than many people, but we know there are other people who know more than us. So we go ahead and we seek advice or mentorship or something like that. So the second reason people do not grow or they stop growing is because they have their ego in the way. They are so full of who they are that they say, I don't need that. Why do I have to learn from a woman? Why do I have to learn from a young man? Why do I have to learn from someone from a different religion than me, or different race, or different faith, or different color? By the way, like, as much as you might be hearing this and say it doesn't exist in our world anymore, unfortunately, guys, it does exist, right?
Yeah.
So when you have your ego in the way, you will not learn. You will not do something to learn. You will not do something to grow. You will not do something to go ahead and conquer your existence. So this is the second reason. The third reason.
Yeah, and before I share the third reason, what I decided to do is put that ego aside right over here, and I'm gonna go find that greatness and potential that I have in myself.
Right.
Because if I can't find that, then again, how do I expect to change? Like, how do I expect my outside environment to change?
Yeah.
How do I expect my bank account to change if I can't even put my own ego aside and be like, well, I don't want to learn anything. Like, I already know that stuff. Okay, great. Alex, why are you in the same situation you were last year? Okay, there's reasons for this. There's something blocking you, and most likely you're blocking yourself with your ego.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And yeah, so like it's absolutely insane. So the third reason, okay, I want to share with you the third reason. Now this one, I'm sure you felt before.
Yeah.
Okay, it's painful. It is painful to grow.
Preach.
Haven't you ever noticed that they call it growing pains and not growing fun?
That's a good point. Oh my gosh, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's called growing pains. It is painful. When you are confronted with a situation to grow into something bigger, to something better, a better version of yourself. And by the way, all of you have heard a better version of yourself, but none of you get there because you don't know these things.
Yeah.
So that pain is going to be there, and you need to push through the pain. You need to conquer anyways.
Wow.
So when you're feeling that pain, it's just an indicator that it might be something that you're supposed to be doing.
That's insane.
Yeah. And I know that whenever I'm confronted, whether confronting myself or Maryam knows what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
When Maryam's confronting me, right? It's not comfortable.
Right.
It's not something that I'm like, oh wow, this is so great. I'm enjoying it. Like, it's not like you're going down a water slide and having fun, right? You're going down the super water slide and you're terrified and you're uncomfortable. You might even, emotions might raise a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you're confronting something that you don't want to look at. You've been ignoring it.
Oof.
I know Maryam and myself, we always confront each other. And by the way, I'd say 99% of the time, maybe not 100, it is uncomfortable. It is painful. It is something that I'm like, doesn't matter, you know, and then you push it off on the side and then that problem stays there.
Right.
Okay. That thing, that trait, personality trait, whatever it is, stays there.
Right.
So it's going to be painful.
Right.
Okay. And I don't know if you have anything to add or go to number 4.
Before we go to number 4, I want to say a quote by Dr. John C. Maxwell. He has a great book called The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. And one of the reason I talk about this confidently, because I'm also John C Maxwell certified, so I actually teach his books. So the law, one of the 15 laws of growth is the law of pain. What does the law of pain say? Good management of bad experiences leads to great growth. Wow. Good management of bad experiences leads to great growth. So think about it. How are you guys are going? Growing? How are intentional are you guys about your growth? And if you are in pain right now, you're good. It means you are growing. You're stretching. Especially if you are headed toward a goal that you want. You ask God to go ahead and fulfill your dreams for you. Guess what? God is preparing you for that dream. And of course, there will be challenges. Of course, there will be something. Of course, there will be a lot of things that you will have to go ahead and conquer. Alex and I, we had to go through a lot of pain. Even with our marriage, even before we get married, there was some painful growth to go ahead and face and be face to face with, you know. So that's the third reason. Yeah. And the fourth reason is we actually put a comment next to it, so we will not forget, because it is the saddest reason why people don't grow. It's very hard to even say it. People don't grow because they don't see value in themselves. It's hard. Like as a being, it's hard not to see value in yourself. You don't recognize who you are.
It's hard to see value in yourself.
It's hard, yes, it's hard to see value in yourself. You cannot recognize who you truly are. You know, you go through a lot of challenges, you go through a lot of things that's happening in your life, and you cannot even recognize these challenges, right? And like, it is very sad that you do not see value in this unit, and in this unit. Your body, you don't see value in your body, you don't see value in your mentality, and you don't see value in your soul. Remember what is growth is? Remember the definition, guys, the definition we started talking about the definitions of growth. Growth is a process of developing or maturing physically, spiritually, and mentally. And when you don't see value in yourself, you don't develop or mature physically, which is, again, you don't go to the gym, you don't go work out, you don't go look after your body. Number two, your spirituality, you don't look after your soul and developing yourself and growing. And number three, mentally, you don't put healthy ideas into your head. You know, I was looking at today, like as I was dressing up, I was looking at myself and I'm like, I look different. What can I do I said, no, I mean, before I would look at myself and I said, did I gain weight? I would be like, did I gain weight? And I will be trash talking myself, calling myself fat. Oh my God, people will make fun of me. Not everybody is on sizes 0s and mine is size 6. And I would just keep going down. Like I would just keep going ahead. But now that I'm aware, I looked at myself and I'm like, you know what? I always see value in myself. Whether I lose 10 pounds or gain 10 pounds, I'm still me. I'm growing Maryam. You know, I'm growing this spiritual being that God gave me this whole a new experience, you know?
Yeah.
And it's very sad that people do not see this in themselves. They don't. I understand, guys, because I personally didn't see it in myself. I personally didn't see this value in me. I did not see it. I did not, like 0, you know?
Which is very sad.
Which is very sad. But again, when you start growing and developing, and you know you are a spiritual being, you know? And yesterday, Alex and I came across this terminology, spiritual maturity. When you are spiritually mature, instead of hating your enemies, you sympathize with them. What a growth mindset. What kind of growth mindset you need for you to go ahead and conquer that? And yeah, absolutely. And then there's one thing I would like to conclude for point 4 with is Another law by John C Maxwell, it is the law of the mirror. You have to see value in yourself to add value to yourself. Someone today earlier in the Instagram live, she was asking me about how can I trust you with your, how can I trust you? I don't think I will be convinced. I'm like, I'm not here to convince you. I'm not here to convince you. That's your life. Who am I to tell you how to live your life? But all what I'm telling you is, and I'm sharing with you is, I know what happens when you grow. I know what happens when you find your purpose. I know what happens when you actually have a clear plan, when you're being held accountable, when you are going after your personal development, personal growth, I would call it now, personal growth, and how is that actually is going to be changing your life. I'm not here to convince you. I am here just to be an example. Just to be an example. So this is the fourth reason on why people don't grow.
Yeah, and one more thing I'll add to that, like that's perfect. Like I can't add to that. Like, well, one of the things that's most sad about this is I think most people fall into this trap, and it is a trap. I fell into it. I fell into a very deep hole, and it was really hard to get myself out. And I wasn't reaching out for help either. I was just trying to get out of the hole myself. It was a very narrow hole. Someone could have thrown me down a rope and helped me, but I chose not to. I chose to, no, I'm good. I'll get out of this hole myself. And, I don't want to ruin anybody's day anyways. Like I didn't want to like ruin someone's day or reach out to anybody because I thought that it was a big liability to everybody. And like when you don't see value in yourself, like one of the reasons why you might not be growing is because you don't see value in yourself. It's very tough because you just can't see what other people can see. And maybe other people are telling you all these great traits.
Yeah.
Start listening to people, especially if they're close to you, because they know you very well. And sometimes we can't see some of the potential inside of us that others can see. So go ahead and listen to those people. Like that's all I want to add, because I wish I would have listened to some people. I wish I would have not have ignored my, people that were telling me almost like weekly, daily sometimes that like I actually have this potential. I'm not what I think I am.
Wow.
And I thought I was very low. I won't go into it, but like I thought I was, nothing basically.
I understand.
Yeah.
Wow.
So go ahead and believe in yourself. We're giving you permission. Like you have gifts and passions and things that you can use to live a fulfilled life. I promise you.
Yeah.
Okay. So the fifth reason I want to share with you, okay, the fifth and final reason why people are not growing and simply stuck in life, right? You're stuck, is because you're growing in the wrong areas. Okay. And I know for myself, I was definitely growing in the wrong areas. What do I mean by that? Well, I was trying to get good at a job that wasn't for me. Okay, that's one example, just one example. I was trying to get good at a job that I wasn't supposed to be at. Okay, how many of you are doing that? How many of you are still stuck at a job that you're not supposed to be at? And you're trying to grow, you're not getting anywhere, and then you get mad at management, like it's their fault that you chose to be there. Right? When you assign responsibility to your management, someone above you or someone that's superior, and you start giving fault to them, hey, you chose to work there. Whether you like it or not, you chose to be there. You are choosing still to exist in that exact state. And maybe you don't have the belief in yourself, like number 4, right? Well, that's why it's so important to find the belief in yourself, find the personality trait that you are. It's important to find your passions. What is value? Like what do you value? What kind of things in life do you value? Your gifts, you should find out what those are. And Maryam runs purpose sessions every single weekend.
No,
typically.
Now we do it twice a month. We have
typically.
we
Sorry.
took in new projects. Say congratulations. We take in new projects now, and we are working with companies, business owners, entrepreneurs, and
yes.
I used to do purpose every single weekend. Now I do it twice.
My bad.
No, you're fine. That was true, though, by the way. He was right. But now we're doing it twice a month, one in Arabic and one in English. So if you're interested to find the reason for your existence, we have a session this upcoming weekend, and then we have another session by the end of June. But the end of June is going to be in English.
Yeah, and one more example that I want to do before, go find your purpose, Maryam, first of all. Like that's the reason for your existence, okay? The reason for your existence. But I want to tell you this too. Maybe growing in the wrong area means you're in the wrong environment. Okay? Think about that for a second. Are you in the wrong environment? Maybe it is work, right? But it could also be maybe you're in the wrong city, the wrong town. Maybe you are with the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You're growing in the wrong areas. An area could actually be not only an avenue that you're like the spirituality, mentality, health, but it could also be an area, a physical area that you put yourself in. By the way, you put yourself in that situation. And I used to think that, oh, this is all just like, why me? Why me? Why does this keep on happening to me? Why am I like this? Why do I keep on acting like this? Well, Alex, you forgot to check what environment you were putting yourself in. Okay, so like think about that. Are you surrounded with the right people? Are you working at the right place? Are you working at the right job? Are you working around people that are lifting you up all the time?
Yeah.
Are you in a town that supports every decision that you're making? Do people around you just support you to dream big and encourage you to dream big and think big? And obviously, don't be reckless, but to think massive. It costs nothing to think massive.
Wow.
Nothing.
It costs nothing to think massive.
Yeah. Learned that from my mentor. He told me it does not cost anything to think big. It doesn't cost anything to think small, but where does that get people? Obviously, average, and if you look at statistics for average, 76% of people live paycheck to paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
Most people hate their jobs that they're at. Most people are disengaged at work. 85% of people. Okay, that's a lot of people, billions. Okay, like most people don't know what they're supposed to be doing in life. Okay, and that's frustrating and it's stressful, and no wonder you don't have any energy during the day. No wonder you don't even have any motivation to go to the gym. Why would you?
Wow.
Okay, so like literally growing in the wrong areas. Are you growing in the wrong areas? Ask yourself this.
Wow.
Ask yourself all five of
my
these.
goodness.
Yeah.
Many people are actually growing in the wrong areas and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay, so the other thing is like how to grow intentionally. So in the growth intentionally, there are a few things that you guys need to know. Now that you know the problem, that's why you are not growing in the right areas. Now you need to understand how to grow intentionally, right? How to grow intentionally, how to make sure that you are growing. Well, find out what your gifts are. Find out what your gifts are. What are your gifts? What are the things that you are naturally good at? What are the things that you are so comfortable doing? What are the things that God gave you? God gave you your gifts. When you know your gift, you know exactly how to sharpen them. Sharpening them through growth. And when you sharpen a gift that you have, you know what it becomes? It becomes a talent.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of companies now, they talk about talent acquisition. What does that even mean? In corporate, there's something called talent acquisition.
Like hiring talented
talent
people.
But what does that even mean?
Mm-hmm.
Talented in what? Talented means that you are growing in a certain area that other people are not growing in. What are you talented at? So think about it in the things that you are going with your life and the things that you are conquering your existence with. What are the things that you are actually growing in every single day?
Wow.
And how do you find them? Go back in the past. If you guys want to find your gifts, if you want to find your passion, come join me for 2 days, 11 and 12. And I'm going to help you find the reason for your existence. Because if you want to go ahead and grow, you need to know where to grow. Growth is not an accident. Oh, I'm growing. No, growing is like I'm intentional. I know step by step. I know exactly where I'm headed from there. Right? So that's the first reason. Find out what your gifts are and sharpen them. Next reason. Unless you want to add something.
No. That's you perfectly covered that. Yes.
Yeah.
So the second thing that we want you to be intentional about, like how do you grow intentionally? The second way on how you grow intentionally is literally finding the reason, like fully understanding the reason of growth in that area. Like find that reason, fully understand it. Because if you don't understand why you're growing in an area, you're most likely going to give up on it. Like most people give up on a lot of things because they have no clue why they're even growing in that area. And a lot of times, we're just told to grow in those specific areas without even knowing why. I remember in school, where I wasn't very motivated, by the way. I did not like school, just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
I didn't apply myself. I didn't think that I was good. Again, I didn't believe in myself, like we said earlier. And I remember in school being told to, keep on going through English classes. And I'm like, I don't understand, because I thought I learned how to speak English right and all those things like 10 years ago, and this is when I was in high school, right? I thought that, you know, grades 1 through 6 would probably cover how to speak English and how to talk. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need to be perfect either. So why do I keep on doing this? Well, no one ever explained to me. And, you know, I understand a little bit more why they have those, right? But no one explained to me why I need to be applying myself in these areas. I had no clue. I had no full understanding of why I was growing in these areas. I'm not saying they're not important. I just didn't know why. I didn't have a reason. Okay. I didn't have a strong why backing it up. I didn't fully understand. So I was misunderstood. And I'm like, why do I do this? I don't want to do this. And then I didn't do it.
Wow.
Like I passed barely. Okay. But then in college, I failed English twice.
Wow.
So anyways, like when you don't fully understand something, okay, when you're growing in an area and you don't fully understand why, you don't always need to know everything, but you want to know, like, understanding, like, why you're even doing this, right? Because then you will understand it better anyways.
Wow.
Right? Like when you're growing in an area, you want to understand more about it, but why? Okay, so ask yourself why.
That's insane. Ask yourself why you want to grow. Like many people don't even have the answer to this question. Why do you want to grow? Okay, Maryam, why do you wanna grow to become a better speaker? But some people be like, oh, you're a good speaker. Why do you know I need to go ahead and grow in speaking? Because growth is endless. And when I know how to speak better, I can reach out to more people. You know, I'm not going ahead to learn how to speak because I want to pronounce it as the R. You know, there was someone told me, Maryam, your accent is very heavy. Okay, go do what was it?
I don't remember what it's called.
English language therapy. I'm not doing any therapy. Okay, this is my accent. I'm proud of it, and whatever changes in it every here and there, sure. But I'm not gonna go take classes for it because I want to become a good speaker with my authentic voice, with my authentic Maryam. I'm not gonna go ahead and learn how to become a speaker علشان to sound like someone else. I want to sound like Maryam Al Ali. I don't want to sound like anyone else, right?
Yeah.
So that's again, you need to know why you're growing, why you want to be a coach, speaker, mentor, doctor, ambassador. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to grow into that area? Why do you want to do that? Right? Shall I go to the next one?
Go ahead.
Is that time?
Go ahead, yeah.
The next one is identify who is going to be benefiting out of this. Who is going to be benefiting of you growing? When you are growing in a certain area, who are you impacting? How is this impacting you? How is that impacting your family when you grow? How is that impacting your spirituality? How is that impacting your health? How is that impacting your family? How is that impacting the mankind? How is that impacting your nation? When you are growing intentionally, guys, when you're growing intentionally, when you know exactly what is your direction for your growth, many people benefit. So who is benefiting?
Yeah.
Who is benefiting? Alex is benefiting. Like when Maryam and Alex keep on growing, you guys as our audience, you are growing with us. Because you know, يعني نحن علمنا مش عتيج. Our knowledge is not from 20 years ago. I'll give you an example. Oh guys, I hope I will not fail. How many of you guys work in companies and you hear about the SWOT analysis? They give you 4 boxes: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. يعني now, and this is a process from, I don't know, the 70s or 80s. And they are using it in huge corporate organizations now. And they are using it by a trainer or a coach who claim that they have the latest knowledge. They don't have the latest knowledge if you are using SWOT analysis. You know, there's a lot of new modern ways that companies can identify without using SWOT, because SWOT is an old thing. And because Alex and I, we have tools and skills that we can help people with, people come to us because we have the thing up to date. So people around us, whether they're following us on social media, they can find our purpose with us. They're part of its accountability group. They are growing because we are growing.
Mm-hmm.
One time I was asking someone I thought was like an amazing doctor, you know, and I went to him and I was very impressed by him. Let's call him Faisal, right? So I wanted to say him like, brother Faisal, أخويا Faisal. The minute I said that, he's like, excuse me, I am Dr. Faisal. لو سمحتي أنا الدكتور فيصل. I'm like, thank you, I have no question. When you grow, it should humble you. When you grow, when you're coming better, everybody around you should be getting better. It should humble you. Because the more you know, the more you know you don't know. Someone, I know their highest achievement is a PhD. I have one. It's not my highest achievement. My highest achievement is that I am investing in Maryam every single day. Alex and I, every single day, we invest 1 hour a day at least to develop ourselves or to grow ourselves, right? And there's one day a week we take 6 to 7 hours consecutively to grow as well. But our growth is intentional. It's not an accident. So who is going to be benefiting out of you growing? Who will be benefiting out of you becoming a better person? Who is that person? And you should be able to identify them. By the way, guys, you're watching us here. You might not take notes or not take notes or not, but this is the topic of this weekend on Sunday with Alex, his accountability group. Every single week, there's a topic. This week is about personal growth. I believe next week is about self-worth. And the last week is about celebrating your goals. So we're going to be talking this month's topics are just hot.
They're awesome.
Anything else you want to add into third point?
Not on that one. You covered it perfectly again. Like, honestly, it's just you have to grow, because like if you're not growing, not everybody else, just like Maryam said, if you're not growing, your environment's not going to grow. Like, you affect other people, believe it or not. Like, whenever you are doing something in your life, you affect other people. So just know that you should be taking responsibility for yourself, of course, but take responsibility for your surroundings too. Because if you don't, you're being irresponsible. Like, those people are going to actually have a negative impact or negative effect. But that doesn't mean you don't believe in yourself, and that doesn't mean that you get down on yourself. Just grow. Like, find ways to grow yourself, because you're gonna find that it actually helps everybody. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go for it. The last one. Oh my goodness.
Yes, the fourth reason, the fourth way for being intentional with your growth here is finding someone to hold you accountable with your growth. Okay? And what does this mean? Maryam just mentioned it. I have a group that helps people hold, or I help people hold, or sorry, I help hold people accountable. Someone needs to hold me accountable with what I'm saying.
No, you're fine. You're doing great. I mean, what a human. Oh my God, Alex
Yeah, right?
Nagga. Alex Nagga. You know what Nagga means? Can you say Nagga?
Nega.
Nagga means, oh my God, he twisted the word.
Yes.
You know?
Well, I'm not perfect though, so I'm transparent. I'm being myself. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and if people want to make some people, they just wait for others to make a mistake, you know? But hey, if you don't make a mistake, you will not grow.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Nothing's going to happen then. Yeah, that's all good.
Go for it.
So I hold people accountable to their goals, their targets, their purpose. When you find your purpose with Maryam, I help you live it by monetizing on it, by being fulfilled with it, by being confident with it, learning the trust with it. So like, you learn how to use it, and you learn how, like, you know how to use it after you find your purpose, but I'm just holding you accountable to those things. So like, specifically, when you find your purpose, the reason for your existence, you come to me, and then I hold you accountable to your goals, your targets. It's really intentional, because like this is called, it's intentional to help you grow. Like, that's what it's all about. And that's what this whole week is about, is growth. Growth is so important, because just like a plant, like if you see a plant, wouldn't you want it to actually grow instead of it just being a seed? You know, you would want that seed to become something, right?
Yeah.
And then when it grows to its height, you want it to flourish and bloom and prosper.
Wow.
Like, if you just grow to your height, your physical height, and then that's all you become, you're just being a physical body. You're more than that. Okay?
Wow.
You are so much more than just a little branch or like a little stub coming out of the ground.
Right. Wow.
You need to bloom into who you really are.
Yeah.
And flourish into who you really are.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah.
And by the way, one thing I would like to add here is that when someone is holding you accountable for your growth, you grow faster.
Oh yeah.
For example, if Alex is planting some trees outside, okay, he's planting the trees, his responsibility. But every day I will be like, "Did you water the trees? Did you water the trees, Alex? Did you water?" Not to punish him, but to hold him accountable for watering the tree. Now, let's talk about your soul. You said you want to grow spiritually. And then I ask you every day, did you find your purpose? Did you find your purpose? What are you doing about your purpose? What are you doing about your purpose? Same idea. Because it's easy for us to see things in the physical universe. What about in here? And growth is your responsibility. It's not your land manager. The land manager has nothing to do with your growth. Your company has nothing to do with your growth. Your parents has nothing to do with your growth. Your children has nothing to do with your growth. Your growth is intentional. You want to grow in an area. You want to grow into an area. You want to become the person you need to grow in. But again, you need to know why you're growing. As we mentioned, like all these 4 points. If you guys want to go deeper, we do every single Sunday. This gentleman here does an accountability group, and he will hold you accountable for your growth. He will hold you accountable for your success. And if you want private accountability, also let us know. But we don't do a lot of private. We do it for a specific number, not hundreds of people.
A certain amount of people.
Certain amount of people who actually want to be held accountable. Like every single day, you hear from us on a specific thing that you are going through.
Yeah.
Okay, Alex. Anything else you'd like to share here?
You know, that's just you need to grow. Like that's the whole point in here. And please join us. Like we want you to be a part of our community, a part of what we are doing to grow, so you can grow. Okay? Because when we grow, you grow, and we would love for you to be able to grow into the person that you deserve to be. Like you deserve that. You should give that to yourself as a gift. And by the way, God gave you that gift. It's just that not everybody uses the gift that God gave them.
Exactly.
So
exactly. Wow.
Yeah. So reach out to us.
I see that. Yeah, I see that in purpose all the time.
Yeah.
All the time, people think that they have to be miserable and doing something that they don't want to do. By the way, I'll give you an example. I was an accountant. For 5 years, I was growing in accounting, but it's not my thing. It's like I am a tree, not between the trees. I'm a tree in the middle of the desert. Nothing is around me. You know, I'm growing in the wrong area. What was I doing when I was in accounting? But if I knew my purpose, I would not be an accountant. I will not make that mistake when I was 17. That was a mistake. But I'm glad and I'm grateful for that mistake, because now I can actually relate to people who choose something they don't want to study, or be in a relationship they don't want to be in, or be in a career that they don't want to be in. For 5 years, I was doing accounting. I was growing in accounting, and for 8 years, I was working in accounting. Wow. 13 years of my life gone because I was doing something I'm not supposed to be doing. I was growing, yes, but in the wrong area. Maryam, what should I do? Find your purpose. Again, some of you guys hear about purpose. Some people hear about this, listen to purpose, and they think this is like, oh my God, Hishratna, my goodness, she talks about it all the time. Ask yourself, why is Maryam Al-Ali talks about purpose all the time? What did Maryam Al-Ali know about purpose? What does she know about purpose? And if you guys think I'm successful, thank you. But what is your success? Your success is related to your purpose. If you know the reason for your existence, you'll find a way for you to be successful. If you don't know the reason for your existence, you'll be sad, angry, conscious, depressed, blaming everybody and everyone, going to work only to get a salary, saving for retirement. This is all what you're going to do. You will not have something to go ahead and aspire to be part of. Okay.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Why do you think Maryam talks about purpose every single day? It's because it's extremely, extremely important. She's been talking about it for years. You can go back and look, right? She's been talking about purpose and she's been doing it for over 10 years.
Even when I was look at my old videos, wallah, I look at my old videos on social media, and I see how much I was holding back. I was not allowing myself to be. I was like coming, good morning, my name is Maryam Isa Al-Ali, and I have a purpose. I help others embrace their authentic self to serve a bigger purpose. And it was one tone. I don't want to say anything wrong because I don't want people to think I am bad. You know, I was showing up very like on social media, cheap discipline, like very not even discipline, very like stiff. You know, if you move me, I'm not moving, right? And then I grow into who Maryam really is, because that God didn't create me for me to be stuck in a situation where He created me for a vision that He helped me see when I was 9, and I'm heading toward that vision every single day. So what are you guys doing? Are you heading toward that vision? What is that vision? What did God put in your head He didn't put in everybody else? But the problem is, you tell it, you talk to people about it, you give up on it, and that's why you're not growing and you're not developing. And one more thing, if I can share.
Go ahead.
because we
Go
need
ahead.
to
Yes,
leave
please.
another few shortly.
Yes.
There was a lady one time, she like recently, she said, I was coaching her one-to-one, and she said, Maryam, my passion died. My passion died. I'm like, why did your passion die? She's like, yeah, I was passionate about graphic design for a very long time, for colors and stuff. And she said, and then it just died. And I just asked her a question. Who do you think did it? Because if your passion, you're not pursuing it anymore, it doesn't mean it's dead. It's taking a nap. Because someone told you not to do it. Maybe you had this amazing idea, wanted to open a business, and you are filled with that idea. And then what do? You go ahead around people like who will be starting to doubt you and doubt the things that you want to do and stuff like that. So what happens to your passion? It takes a nap. Maybe you told your dream to your friend. Your friend tells you, why do you do this to yourself? Don't do this to yourself. Alhamdulillah, you have a salary. Why you go? Habibti, the dreams are not for us. Dreams are not for people like us. They even publicized it in a TV show during Ramadan. There was a lady who said, self-development is not for me and you. You know, self-development is for the foreigners. It was in a show, okay? And your passion went to sleep. Or, so this lady who established this, she got married and her husband told her not to do it.
Wow.
It's always someone. If you loved something and then you stopped, there's someone there. Someone, a person with two legs. There's a person with two legs who is responsible for what happened to you. But it doesn't mean that you give up because that person did that to you. Now you take control. And because people who don't take control, they don't grow.
Yeah, 100%. So you need to take control of your life. You need to start growing, you start expanding, and that's what today was all about. I don't know if you have anything else to add.
No, I just want to go ahead and thank you guys for joining another Clear and Conquer Live. We come to you guys every single Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. UAE time, and we talk about a specific topic. Next week is going to be about self-worth. And all what I want to say to you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And that's it. I have nothing else to say.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Have an amazing rest of your guys' day and grow. Expand.
Expand. You deserve it, guys.
See you later, everybody.
Bye-bye. Okay, well done.